Picking up the story, I remember it clearly. This whole mess started because I picked up a stupid fur coat in the snow, and that's what got me targeted by a pack of wolves. But I wasn't new to this. From my past life dealing with wild beasts in the northern wilderness, I understood exactly how wolves think. A wolf pack always has a leader, a wolf king, and their attacks are organized, coordinated strikes, biting, crashing through barriers. A wooden door like ours wouldn't last long against 20 or 30 wolves. I knew the door wouldn't hold, so I acted fast. I tied some cloth to a wooden stick, lit it, and created a wall of fire at the entrance. Then I stepped back and positioned myself carefully, using the terrain so I'd only have to face 1 or 2 wolves at a time. As I prepared, I shouted back inside, "Emily, the wolves are here. Barricade the door and don't come out no matter what happens." She sounded scared, telling me to be careful. I reassured her I had a way to deal with them. Then it started. The Wolf King howled, and one wolf charged straight through the flames. I swung hard and crushed its skull instantly. 2 more followed. I knocked one back with a shovel and stabbed the other mid-air with a dagger. The pack kept coming, driven forward by the Wolf King, but the narrow terrain worked in my favor. I stood my ground like a rock, striking again and again. In no time, 5 wolves lay dead. Even so, I knew this wasn't something I could keep doing forever. I needed money and a gun. Otherwise, next time, I might not survive. When I got back inside, Emily saw my swollen hand and immediately got worried. I told her it was nothing, just a scratch from a wolf's claw. She quietly sliced some potatoes and placed them on my hand to reduce the swelling. By morning, the blizzard had finally stopped. As we returned to the village, we immediately heard loud arguments. People were shouting. Turns out my family's house had collapsed under the weight of the snow. Some were even saying it was karma. Others gossiped about how I had cut ties with my parents, something they'd never seen before. Then someone noticed me dragging 5 wolves behind me. At first, they thought they were dogs until they realized what they really were. The crowd was shocked. Killing 5 wolves wasn't something even experienced hunters would dare do. I ignored them and walked into the family yard where dozens of villagers had gathered. My older brother had been badly injured when the house collapsed, and the whole family was in chaos. His wife was crying, my mother was arguing, and everyone was panicking about how to get him to the county hospital. But no one wanted to help. The snow was too deep, the roads too dangerous. Even suggesting using a cart turned into excuses. One man proposed dragging him in a wooden sled, but my other brother flat out refused. He didn't want to risk his own life. I stood there and watched for a while, then turned to leave. That's when my father ran up to me and grabbed my arm. He begged me to help my brother, to save the family. And the truth is, I could have helped. In my previous life, I did help, and I saved him. But even after that, he blamed me for his disability, saying I hadn't moved fast enough. So this time, I hesitated. I tested him instead, asked for something in return. Immediately, they turned on me, cursing me, calling me heartless. That told me everything I needed to know. I sighed and said quietly, "Dad, you're not a bad man, just too weak. If one day you can't take it anymore, leave this family. I'll still take care of you. But the rest of them, from today on, whether they live or die, it has nothing to do with me." After that, I walked away. Later, a kind woman from the village comforted me, saying everyone knew how unfair my family had been to me all these years. I told her it didn't matter anymore. Then I gave her 2 of the wolves and asked her to pass the remaining 3 to her younger brother, a carpenter. I needed him to build me a new wooden house, and I was willing to pay well. She hesitated to accept the meat, but I insisted. I told her neither Emily nor I ate wolf meat, so it would just go to waste otherwise. Finally, she agreed. After that, I went to town, sold the fur coat, and with the little money I had, bought an air rifle. It wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. That night, after dinner, I felt restless. It had been a long time since I used a gun, and my hands were itching. So I called that same woman over and asked her to watch Emily for the night. I was going back into the mountains to hunt. Both of them immediately objected. Hunting at night was too dangerous. Wild animals, freezing temperatures, everything could kill you. But I assured them I wouldn't go far. Still, they insisted I shouldn't go alone, so I agreed to take someone with me. They suggested a guy named Ryan, a hunter's son who grew up in the mountains. After his father died, he stayed in the village working as a caretaker. Around here, people jokingly called him the North Bed Warrior because of certain village customs. Let's just say he had a reputation. In the end, I figured bringing him along wasn't a bad idea. Sharing a bit of the profit was worth it. At least it would let my wife sleep peacefully that night. And just like that, I prepared to head back into the mountains, not knowing what was waiting for me this time.